The Women's Funding Network is a membership organization representing 145 member funds on 6 continents who all come together for advancing change in the lives of women and girls.
Women's funds have been saying for 30 years, think about looking at the lens of women and girls if you really want to make change in the community. One side of us is a very typical association where we provide technical assistance, and the other side of us is about building a movement.
We invest very heavily in leadership development. We also invest in organizational development, and in terms of grant making, we are not only providing capacity building grants to our member funds so that they can grow and sustain their organizations, but we also have a framework with which member funds can use to evaluate their work.
The Global Fund is one of something like 140 women's funds that are part of the network. And so what we do is we work together. There's a lot of collaboration, a lot of networking, a lot of shared knowledge and support that can happen.
Through our membership, through our participation at the conference, the annual conference, through our participation in webinars, through our participation in particular planning groups and capacity building initiatives has been fundamentally important to us.
Women's Funding Network has provided an opportunity for us to not only have direct resources, but also have an opportunity to exchange with peers in the field.
Strategies are shared throughout different funds, so you exponentially increase the success.
The New York Women's Foundation perhaps has in the last 3.5 years accessed and benefited from the Women's Funding Network, and with that being able to bring new grantee partners to the fold, more than we probably have in our whole history. We have increased our funding by, I would say, $300,000 to $400,000 a year because of that. The opportunities that WFN have opened to us, the New York Women's Foundation, really open opportunities for grantee partners and therefore open opportunities for women in New York City.
There are a lot of organizations out there, women's foundations out there, doing some phenomenal work. And the value of a network is that we're able to connect that work and we're able to lift it up.
145 member funds who are operating within their own sphere of influence is certainly valuable, but 145 member funds who are working collectively across countries, across the world, across the globe is a powerful force for change.
We're building a movement, and we have been for the last 30 years, to really make a difference in the life of women and girls so that then they could make a difference in the life of their family and in their communities.
One of the lessons that we continue to learn around capacity building is the importance in investing in leadership and really supporting an individual leader to grow that fund.
When women work together in community, they are a lot more likely to be effective and feel supported. I think the other lesson learned is you have to take risk if you want to make gain. And if you're not willing to risk and say this could fail, and maybe we'll learn things from the lessons and we'll be able to change it the next time around. And I think that's what a lot of our funds do in the community.
One of the challenges that remains within our movement is to make sure that we're inclusive and diverse in the work that we're doing and that we're representative of the communities that we serve.
Certainly I would think in this current economic environment a challenge is that our women funds are under-resourced.
How do we attract larger gifts to various women's funds around the country? And it's out of that need and challenge that we develop Women Moving Millions.
At the Women's Funding Network, we understand that now is the time for us to step up and provide more capacity building services than ever before, to be more accessible to women funds, to provide those strategies that help women funds work collectively together so that we can, as a network-wide, meet that particular challenge.
Our focus is not just on women or girls, but it's focused on their leadership and their solution building. Because we think that if you can change that equation, get single moms, head of household, changed in terms of their economic status, then you can change the status of children at the grassroots level and make a difference in their lives so that the entire community thrives.